One of my favorite guys in this business is Karl Urban. I have loved this guy since he was Cupid in Hercules. I think this guy is fantastic. Of course, and he's in Lord of the Rings, he's in Star Trek, he's in The Boys. Hell, he was in Thor Ragnarok. I love his character in Thor Ragnarok, by the way. I don't care what anybody says. I think he's great in it. And of course, his career-defining thing for me is his role in The Boys. He's absolutely incredible. By the way, he was a great Judge Dredd.
Such a good Dredd.
Oh, such a good Judge Dredd. And now there are rumors and reports going around that he's actually going to be in Deadpool 3. Now, that I can buy. Karl Urban, Karl Urban is one of these stars where he's a star, but he's not such a big star that he's above going and doing smaller parts in other movies, right? And I kind of love it that he's like that because it means he can pop up anywhere. Like, you're not going to see Leonardo DiCaprio pop up just anywhere, but Karl Urban can pop up in some really cool things, even if it's in a small role here or there. But there's a report going around that he's going to be in Deadpool 3. What's really interesting, though, is that going along with those rumors is that he's going to play a Deadpool variant. Now, this is coming from a source online that is sometimes right. Not always right, but sometimes right. And therefore, I think it's at least worth discussing, but it needs to be discussed with a giant asterisk and that big grain of salt that saying, I have no direct knowledge about whether this report is actually true or not. So we are discussing it just as that, a report that's floating around online that I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen already. I want to talk about the possibilities, though, if it is true. Because as you guys know, for those of you who watch the show, I've had this theory that I have no basis to believe that it's real or not. This is just me, wild speculation, that the idea of Deadpool 3 is going to be that there is another dimensions versions of Deadpool who never got to go to the MCU and believed the thing that held him back from being in the MCU was the Fox X-Men. And then that Deadpool is going around and killing all the Fox Universe X-Men, and our Deadpool, who is going to the MCU, and Wolverine team up to stop this Deadpool. Again, no reason for you to believe that at all. That is just pure wild speculation on my part. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But I love this idea about Karl Urban maybe being the evil iteration of Deadpool that just got is mad that there's another Deadpool out there that got to go to the MCU, which is such an ultimate fourth wall break plot device and motivation for a villain. That Deadpool got to go to the MCU and I never did. And for Karl Urban to be that Deadpool, I would love it. Now, Chris, somebody else brought up, it might have even been you, I can't remember, that what if the evil Deadpool in this movie is the one from the Wolverine movie?
That was me.
That was you? I see that. That's a better theory than Karl Urban maybe being it. But anyway.
It can still be him.
Maybe there's multiples of them, right? We want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this episode, DraftKings. Football is back and in full swing with another week of epic games. And who's got you covered on the action for every single one of them? DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can bet $5 on football and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Nobody's missing out on all the action this season. All DraftKings customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every game day this September. So get in on the NFL Week 2 action with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now and use the code CAMPEA to sign up. New customers can bet just $5 and take home $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with the code CAMPEA. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPENY or text HOPENY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. See dkng.co/football for eligibility, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. What do you think about, number one, the report about maybe a Karl Urban popping up in a Deadpool 3, who he could play if it was true? And then ultimately, bottom line, do you believe the rumors going around that Karl Urban would be in Deadpool 3? What do you think?
I mean, everyone's in this movie, so sure, I believe it. Everyone. I love Karl Urban. He's a tremendous actor who is just, I don't know, hit the franchise lottery. He's an all big IP. So good for you, buddy. Also, how is this guy 51? How? Look at him. He's got a baby
He
face
looks like
still.
a gruff 39.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And the rest of us have city miles on us. Lord, what are you doing, Karl? I love the idea of him in this. I personally, if he is a Deadpool variant, or if he's a Wolverine variant,
Yep.
I think that's another possibility.
Well, that's one that a lot of fans would love to, because a lot of
Aussie
he's
versus
been a
New
fan
Zealand.
casting for a lot of people. That now that Hugh Jackman's not Wolverine anymore, it should be a Karl Urban.
Yeah, which again, everyone, 51, if they go for a younger Wolverine, it's not going to be our guy here, no matter how young he looks. But I think for me, it's, don't come at me, Snyder people, but I think if they do a Snyderverse kind of version of Deadpool or Wolverine, of the dark, gritty, can't deal with this kind of bullshit anymore character, especially with that gravelly voice.
Desaturated.
Yes, it's going to be all desaturated. No primary colors whatsoever.
None.
None. And I could see Karl doing that stuff. I think that would be really, really fun to just also continue the commentary, because that's what Deadpool's all about, is taking the Mickey out of comic book movies and comic book genres. So I could see it going that route personally.
Would you like to see Karl Urban in something like Deadpool, Ray? Would that be something that interests you?
I just like the idea of him being the Wolverine variant. If we're going to fight variants, who else should play a Wolverine variant? He would look so cool.
He would look
when I was
very cool as a Wolverine
When I was
variant.
looking at pics of him to put in the, thing, there's some renditions of him as Wolverine. He looks great.
He does. There's one big problem, though, with the fan casting, that's the big question now that we know who the new Superman is. We also got to find out who the new Batman is. But the next big thing is going to be, well, also who's the new Bond, is going to be who's going to be the new Wolverine after Hugh Jackman, right? Because a lot of us have grown up with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, right? He's been Wolverine for so long. Who's going to be the next person to do it? The problem with the Karl Urban pick, and I love Karl Urban. Karl's been on my panel at Comic-Con before. He's fantastic. He had me moderate the very first public screening of Dredd. I had a great time with him at that. He's wonderful, but he's not that much younger than Hugh Jackman,
Yeah.
right? Like you said, he is in his 50s, which makes him gangbusters for anything, but maybe not the beginning of a new era of a Wolverine character that, you would hope could play the character 15 years. That's not even as long as Hugh Jackman did.
I see a lot of if these are true, these reports, rumors, they're just a one and done, I think. It was just before this movie. Because I guess if
sure,
we're
for
dealing
just
with
this movie, I could see it. Yeah.
I'm completely down with a younger. I actually wanted Taron to be
Taron Egerton?
as the next one.
I wanted Zac Efron.
Yeah.
I actually thought Zac Efron would make a
Daniel
pretty good.
Radcliffe.
Listen, I'll tell you what.
Give me my short Wolverine.
Can you see if you can pull up that picture of just search Radcliffe ripped? Because some new first of all,
It's already saved in my,
Thanks. Go through your
it's already
history.
in my thing.
It's my wallpaper.
oddly enough.
I remember watching him in the Weird Al movie. And the first scene of him in the Weird Al movie when he's like doing coke with his shirt off, it's like, yeah, these are new pictures of Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, but he's even more.
Oh, he's getting ready.
Yeah.
I mean, little Harry Potter, like Voldemort's like, fucking, I don't want none of that.
No.
Like, it's like Voldemort's like running in the other direction.
Not coming for guns akimbo.
Like, and by the way, that's kind of, this is part of the reason why I like the idea of Zac Efron too. Zac Efron's a great actor.
He absorbed Ron, I think.
He absorbed
him.
Ron.
That's Ron and Harry put together. That's what you get.
But I mean, Daniel has turned into I thought he looked great in the Weird Al movie. He looks twice as good now. By the way, loved him in, what was the Channing Tatum comedy he just did with Speed Girl?
Was Sandra Bullock the
Lost City?
Lost City.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Daniel Radcliffe as the bad guy in Lost City was gold. I really liked him in
That
that.
caught me by surprise. I didn't know he was in it when I started watching it. I was like, oh crap, he's the bad guy?
Oh, and I'll
It's
tell you
great.
what, if they had put Weird, the Al Yankovic story, in theaters, I'm not joking. I think Daniel Radcliffe could have been in the running for some major awards. I thought he was so great. It was comedic, so it would make it hard, but he was so good in it. You know what? I'm on board. I love the idea. Daniel Radcliffe is the new Wolverine. Sign me up. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.